Começando o Salão Oval, episódio 27, hoje de novo muito especial e internacional, como na semana passada, só que dessa vez vamos falar em inglês com o Jahine Arnold, ex-jogador da NFL do Pittsburgh Steelers e o Green Bay Packers, e agora chegando no Brasil, ele conhecendo o futebol americano do Brasil. Jahine, boa noite, tudo bom?
Boa noite.
Boa noite.
Essa parte mandou bem em português. Jahine, o que a gente queria saber primeiro é como que o futebol americano apareceu na sua vida? Foi desde quando você era pequeno? Como que aconteceu isso?
I first started football in my last year of high school. I grew up loving basketball, but I attempted football my last year of high school, and I did very well at football, and I just pursued football. I played my last year. I went to a 2-year college. I did very well there. I earned a scholarship to Fresno State University in California, and my senior year I was drafted by the Steelers. So basically in 5 years, I was playing professional football from the first day I ever played football field. And it was the greatest experience that I could ever have as a sports-loving person.
Mas ele falou que, né, ele começou no high school, ele jogava basquete, na verdade, era o esporte que ele tinha na cabeça, começou a jogar futebol, foi para Fresno University, e aí 5 anos depois que ele começou a jogar futebol americano, ele foi draftado pelo Pittsburgh Steelers. Jason e Bruno, eu vou fazer a última pergunta dessa primeira rodada e depois vocês já entram. Jahine, e como foi? Você falou, né? 5 anos você já estava na NFL. Como foi essa experiência de entrar numa franquia tão poderosa quanto o Pittsburgh Steelers?
Oh, what was it like to play for Pittsburgh? One of the best experiences that you can have, first of all, as a football player, is to make it to the NFL. But on top of that, to be with such a team, 2 teams, Pittsburgh Steelers and Green Bay Packers, you couldn't ask to go to 2 better places, especially Pittsburgh. I mean, the history there, the owners, the players, the city, the fans, they're so hardcore at football there. It's all about Steelers. You know, they really back you. They really support you. They know how to bring a young player in and give him opportunities and give you the training that you need, you know, to sustain a high level of play. It was so amazing being there. You know, looking back, in my opinion, everything went so fast. It was so fast that you it's like you blink your eyes and you're in your 4th year of the NFL, and now I'm out of the NFL, and it just went by so fast. It was just so amazing. Green Bay also. Green Bay with the history. Green Bay, Pittsburgh, the Super Bowls. You know, you got Lombardi, you got the Rooneys, you got all the superstar players that have come from those teams. You know, it's hard to put into words the experience going to those 2 teams, but I can tell you that those are the 2 places that you really want to end up or have a chance to be at. And I was fortunate enough to have that opportunity.
Bom, ele falou que como a gente imagina ser a experiência da vida de qualquer um, que esses 2 times são realmente icônicos, que se alguém tiver que passar por ali, pudesse até escolher, né, seria esses 2 times, que os Steelers, todo o apoio da torcida, a história, como eles souberam introduzir ele como um cara novo chegando, foi indescritível e ele só tem boas coisas a dizer destes 2 lugares. Quem vai falar? Quem vai fazer a pergunta? Bruno ou Jason?
Eu quero te perguntar, Jahine, qual é a sensação de ser draftado? porque a gente vê muito isso aqui, aquele momento especial. E como é que foi para você esse momento? Você esperava? Você esperava? Como foi? Diz aí.
Oh, the draft was quite
Posso,
shocking.
posso completar a pergunta do Bruno? Sonha?
Tá, diz aí.
Então, é uma dúvida que eu sempre tive. Os jogadores, eles sabem, eles ficam sabendo, ou seja, as franquias preparam a família, o próprio jogador, para receber essa notícia?
Okay. Well, first of all, the draft itself is pretty stressful because you're sitting in front of a TV and you're waiting for your name to pop up. And you literally find out maybe 30 seconds before they're about to announce it on TV because you receive a phone call to your house. And I don't remember who called me. I think it was the head scout or director of football operations for the Steelers. And there he was on the phone. We're about to select you. I went in the 4th round. We're about to select you to our team. How do you feel about that? You're like, how do I feel about that? It's amazing. Sure. And then all of a sudden, you see your name on the TV. You hear with the 132nd pick in the 4th round, the Pittsburgh Steelers select wide receiver out of Fresno State, Jahine Arnold. And you just don't even, it's kind of a surreal moment, you know, one day you're in college and you're broke, and then the next minute you go into the NFL, and it's like, wow, it's a whole new world, you know, it's just, your life changes in the blink of an eye. And like I said before, it's more than you could ask for. It's an amazing opportunity, and to have achieved that in such a short amount of time for myself, it's just, I would never take anything back. It's so great. I mean, like I said, 30 minutes is not enough to talk, but I'll stop right there. It was an amazing experience to draft. Everything you could think that it is, it probably was for me.
Ele explicou, o Jason, né, perguntou como que é a preparação e tal, mas ele explicou exatamente que ele fica sabendo 30 segundos antes de aparecer na televisão, né?
Nossa.
Então, assim, você está totalmente ainda inebriado do negócio, e ele falou, né, 30 segundos, antes desses 30 segundos você estava na faculdade e era um cara quebrado, e agora você estava na NFL e sua vida mudou para sempre. Mais perguntas de NFL? Ou vamos conversar do que ele conhece de futebol americano no Brasil?
Eu acho que pode começar, porque também aí a gente faz batidinho, uns 10.
Sim. Então vamos lá, Jahine. Como que você conheceu o futebol americano do Brasil? E qual a sua primeira impressão que você teve nesse contato?
I first learned about American football in Brazil from my wife. She informed me about it, and we started looking into it. And I was like, wow, there's really a lot of teams and a lot of players there. You know, and then all the questions came to my head. You know, is there a team near your home, near my wife's home, where her family is now? She said, oh yeah, the Corinthians probably has a team, and there's probably some other teams right around here. So we found out there's many teams in the Sao Paulo area. I started doing research online, looking at videos, looking at results, scores, highlights, anything I could get a piece of American football in Brazil, I was looking at it. What did I think about it when I first saw it was, I saw a bunch of guys who love to play sports, first of all, because football is real dedication. I mean, you put your health at risk every play. So I know what it takes to step out on that field even though you want to play and have fun, there's still risk involved, and to do that with no pay, not a real structured system at that time. I'm sure there was many different leagues popping up, many different teams, but like I told you before, the potential is off the charts. I mean, you can look at a game and see people that really, really want to play football. And from my perspective, I'm looking at people to teach what football really is, the foundation of football, the real meaning of football. Not what you see on TV, but why you do certain things within the game. And that's what I saw when I saw Brazilian football, was a potential for me to spread my knowledge to a group of guys who need some help, need some advice, who need guidance, but they need that in the correct way. And that's what I feel that that I want to do, and that's what I'm going to do.
Bom, ele falou que ele é casado com uma brasileira, a Steph, Steph Arnold, que está fazendo a tradução pra gente. E ela é de São Paulo, ele conheceu muitos times, citou do Corinthians, realmente tem muito time aqui em São Paulo, tem 42 que a gente contou outro dia, né, Bruno? E aí ele falou que tem muita vontade de jogar, tem tudo aqui, que a gente que jogou e joga, coloca a nossa saúde em risco a cada jogada e tudo mais, e que ele, como já jogou e também ensina futebol americano nos Estados Unidos, ele quer passar o verdadeiro conhecimento de futebol, né? Ele acha que a gente tem todo esse potencial para ser explorado e que precisa de ser guiado de uma maneira mais que tem a ver com o esporte, que é o futebol americano, e ele é americano e jogou na NFL. Vamos lá, Bruno Jason.
Então, eu queria saber sobre o projeto dele, né?
Vai saber depois, então.
Oi?
Vai saber depois, porque eu quero fazer uma pergunta antes.
Não, essa parte a gente vai deixar para a última parte, Jason. Vamos falar um pouco mais do futebol. Aquela pergunta boa. Até
então,
você falou
exatamente
que era boa.
essa aqui é a coisa. Eu vou perguntar para ele o que ele acha dessas duas ligas que a gente tem hoje no Brasil, o torneio touchdown e a CBFA, e se ele vê isso como uma coisa boa para o esporte, como aconteceu nos Estados Unidos com a NFL e a EFL. Acho que era isso.
Okay. The question is about two leagues. Is that good for the sport? The number one thing going for American football in Brazil right now is you have people that want to play, that are very, very interested in the game. That's the number one thing. Regardless of how many teams or how many leagues that there are, that exists even to a degree more than here in the United States, because we have football everywhere. You can go play here, you can go play there. You know, you grow up playing football, as Brazilians grow up playing soccer. You know, soccer is nothing new for a Brazilian. You know, but the other way around, it's different. Understanding that football is still young there, it is grown men out there playing, and the way that it's set up right now with the leagues, it's a very, very good start. At least there's some organization of the teams, the different leagues, the different divisions. There could be a lot of changes to the competitiveness, though. That's one thing that I think needs a lot of enhancement. Is, like we were saying before we were on air, there's a lot of unbalanced situations. You could have a team with 100 players, you could have a team with 30 players. And yes, it's interesting, those 30 people want to play, and those 100 people want to play also, but you're getting lost in the numbers. A lot of people may be discouraged by that. I'm not exactly sure, but it's starting the right way. I can see that it's starting the right way because you have the players. Without players, you don't have anything. Without coaches, you don't have anything. And that exists there. The foundation is there. It just needs help in some areas to better establish those leagues, to better establish those teams, to better establish a standard. What is the standard? If you look at one team, their standard is different than the other team's standard, and that's where it's getting lost. And that's where I hope to come in.
Ok, ele falou que é uma coisa que eu também acho. Para começar, o importante é ter esse entusiasmo, as pessoas quererem jogar, ter jogadores e técnicos, e sem isso não tem jogo, obviamente. E ele falou até uma coisa legal, que é o entusiasmo por jogar futebol americano, ele acredita que esteja maior aqui do que nos Estados Unidos, até porque aqui é uma coisa nova e lá já é uma coisa igual ao futebol da bola redonda aqui. O que ele acha é que tem um desequilíbrio, a gente estava conversando antes de entrar no ar, um desequilíbrio muito grande entre times e ligas, e que isso que deve ser estabelecido um padrão, uma estrutura para que esse equilíbrio e que haja um padrão de estrutura a ser seguido. E é com isso que ele quer colaborar com o crescimento do esporte. Tem alguma pergunta ainda nesse assunto, o que ele acha do nosso futebol americano?
Você quer fazer alguma, Braga? Posso fazer?
Não, pode fazer. Eu estou curioso em saber o projeto deles.
Então, depois dessa a gente já sabe.
Vamos falar do projeto. A minha era bem curiosidade mesmo. Vamos falar que é mais legal. Tem mais
então
tempo.
vai, Jason.
Não, é justamente, querer saber, quero que ele fale pra gente qual é o projeto dele, quando que ele está vindo pro Brasil, conte pra gente tudinho, matar essa curiosidade pra gente.
Okay, about the football camp. It's happening in Osasco, Sao Paulo. It's going to be on registrations for that now. People who are familiar with the Facebook site and the website, it's Pro Camps International. No, it's PCIBrazil.com. We're taking active registrants there. And it's going to be, this is the foundation of the camp. Everything that I experienced as a professional, them to experience. From the warm-ups, to the drills, to the individual drills, the individual positions, into the teamwork, special teams, defense, everything that you could get from an NFL-style training camp is what is going to happen those 2 days. You're going to have it Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon. And Sunday afternoon, we'll have a competitive type situation where people will be split into teams and they'll get a certain amount of plays and be able to use what they've learned over the course of the camp in a real life situation. Now, I talked about standard before. That's the important thing. Right now, the standard that someone may see or think is a high level may not be a high level. I'm going to show my coaches, my friends, and by the way, I want to note, I'm not just bringing NFL people there. The people who I bring are my friends, people that I know, people that have the same desire for football that I do, and to pass that knowledge to other people. That's a very important factor because, you know, anybody can go and sign autographs and take a picture with somebody and say, oh, I'm having a camp. But what will you really learn? This camp is about learning football. It's about experiencing football at a certain level. At a level to where anyone who participates in that camp will go back to their team, and that player will be different. They'll see that they've been practicing one way when they need to be practicing in a different way. Whether it's a wide receiver, a quarterback, a linebacker, a defensive back, they're going to get tools and information that they need to, from day one, from the first practice to the second practice, they'll already improve because they're going to see what it takes to reach that next level. It's all about reaching a new standard, improving every day. But you have people who may not be as well as informed as I am. Why do you do this drill? Why do we run this play like that? Why do we run this route like that? Those are the things that are missing, is the details. Football is one big sport filled with a lot of little details. And when you pull all those little details together, you have a very good game. You have a good experience. You have good knowledge. Without those details, you stay at the same level that you will always be. But someone needs to tell them what those details are so that they can make those improvements. This camp will last even after I leave. They'll still be able to apply the knowledge and the skills that they've acquired in the camp after I've left. And, well, to the next camp, because this won't be the only camp. So it's really important to know that this camp is about learning for the players. It's about mental and physical. And they will improve. I'm sure of it.
I liked the very little details put all together. Ele falou, vou começar por essa parte, que ele falou que o futebol, né, é uma sucessão de pequenos detalhes colocados todos juntos e que isso que faz a diferença. A gente, mesmo sem esse padrão de NFL, a gente já sabe um pouquinho disso aqui no futebol americano nacional. Então, para quem quiser saber mais, todos os detalhes vai ser em março, em Osasco, no ano que vem. Então é pci.com.br, eles também têm página no Facebook. A gente vai colocar aí, depois que o vídeo ficar disponível no YouTube, a gente vai colocar o endereço para todo mundo saber quando, os detalhes e tudo mais. E vai ser sábado e domingo, manhã e tarde. Ele vai ensinar todos os drills, por que tem que fazer o movimento, por que tem que fazer a rota de todas as posições. E ele falou que cada jogador que participar disso, eu também acho, vai voltar com um novo padrão a ser seguido. Poxa, por que a gente não pode implementar isso nos nossos treinos? E que ele pretende que esse seja o primeiro de vários camps que ele vai fazer por aqui. O que mais, Bruno, você que estava hiper curioso?
Na verdade, eu estava rindo aqui, até porque foi engraçado ver você toda hora assim, prestando atenção no que ele falava, porque ele falou 4 minutos e aí eu só estava assim, putz, o Victor traduzindo isso vai ser engraçado demais. Mas a pergunta mesmo que eu quero fazer para ele é quanto ele espera atrair de pessoas para o camp. E se ele acha que vai ser muito mais de São Paulo, que tem, como a gente falou, mais de 40 times no estado de São Paulo, ou se ele também pensa em algum projeto para fazer uma caravana, alguma parceria com um time do Rio Grande do Sul, Rio de Janeiro e assim por diante.
As far as who will attend the camp, we're really unsure about that. But it's open to anyone who can attend. The first camp is going to be there in that location because I'm familiar with the area. My wife's family is there. It's an easier situation to have one there. But the plan is to have multiple camps, different locations, south, central, northern. There's also ideas of going to specific teams, individual teams, and working with one team at a time. That's also an option too. That's future, of course, but right now, it's about getting these camps. It's about getting the different players wherever they may be from. North, Central, South, Sao Paulo, we're not sure. But as of right now, our registrations are all over the place. We have some from the north, we have some from Manaus, we have some from Brasilia, there's some from Santa Catarina, it's all over the place. So that's the greatest thing about it, is you can come from wherever, whichever team, whichever region, and you bring those guys together, and they leave as better football players. Now they're going to be able to play against each other. And they're going to say, oh yeah, we went to that camp together. Now you're also bonding players together, you know, through the whole country, not just one area. So when Pro Camp shows up in another town, we do the same exact thing. Bring more players together. And also, let me slip in too, that there's going to be opportunities for coaches. We're giving free coaches clinics to coaches. This is another important thing. It starts at the top. If your coach is uninformed, your players will be uninformed. That's the way it goes. The knowledge has to start at the top, and it has to filter down.
But Jahine, for the coaches, will be on the same weekend for the players, or it will be another project, separate project?
It's going to be separate. It's going to be during the same time, though. It's going to either be right before the camp or right after the camp. And we also have registrations for coaches online also. That'll be
okay. Ok, let's do this translation. O Bruno perguntou se era só pra gente de São Paulo, se ele esperava mais gente aí de outros lugares. Ele falou que tem gente que já fez a matrícula de todos os lugares, falou Manaus, Santa Catarina, vários lugares, e que está aberto para todo mundo, né? E ele espera que seja um fator aí que todos os jogadores espalhem esse conhecimento e quando for jogar contra, já espera ter causado algum impacto aí em todo mundo. E ele falou uma coisa que eu ia perguntar, que é sobre os coaches, os técnicos, né? Ele também vai fazer uma clínica separada para os técnicos, e você já pode entrar no site lá, o pci.com.br, só que ainda não tem a data, isso pode ser antes ou depois da clínica para os jogadores, que já está tudo certinho. E ele falou que vai ser em São Paulo, porque é perto da família da mulher dele, é uma situação que é a primeira coisa, então é mais estabilidade, mas a ideia é espalhar pelo Brasil depois, e em diferentes cidades, e até dar clínicas específicas para, por exemplo, um time que queira ter o Jahine por lá. Última pergunta, vamos para a última pergunta. Quem vai fazer? Jason?
Faz, Bruno.
Você quer fazer? Posso
Pode fazer. Você está curioso demais, cara. Você está... um ex-NFL player na sua frente, cara.
Então, não é sempre a gente para NFL aqui. Mas eu queria até, então, fazer aquela outra pergunta, que juntar tudo, mais ou menos. Que o Camp vai vir para ajudar tanto os times em desenvolvimento, quanto os times que já estão ali no suprassumo do nosso entendimento, mas que um cara da NFL vai trazer muita coisa, e a gente está deixando isso muito claro, que vai ser um evento surpreendente. Eu queria saber dele, se ele, com o conhecimento que ele tem do futebol americano brasileiro, se ele destacaria algumas equipes ou não, ou por quê de destacar ou não, se ele conhece essas equipes, como Corinthians, Crocodiles, Breakers, e os americanos que jogam nessas equipes.
Well, I can tell you one team that I have personal knowledge of, is the Sao Paulo Underdogs. That's the practice that I attended. At that time, they were the Sao Paulo Saints, but now they merged with another team and became the Underdogs. It was a really great day going there. Just a chance to be with the guys, just as a player, you know, standing around, talking football, you know, correcting little mistakes and having the guys ask me questions. And it just, I know for me the experience was great because it was my first chance to see a Brazilian American football team there. But for those guys too, it was really great because anybody who was there could tell that I was just a normal guy. You know, I'm approachable. I wanted them to ask me things. I wish I had cleats, or else I would have done some drills too. You know, that type of thing. It was that type of environment. Like I wanted to stay longer, but unfortunately I couldn't. I had another commitment that day. But that team welcomed me there, and it was a great opportunity. And the guys were really great. The coaches were nice. And I did take some pictures, and I brought some football cards that I had, you know, and that's just a small part of it. What I took from that, and what I'm sure that they took from me being there, was they could see that, you know, someone cares about the sport there. Someone has a real invested, you know, desire to do something with football there in Brazil. Because it wasn't easy to get there, trust me. I'd come off of a long flight with no sleep, and it was early in the morning. Those guys were out there practicing, and you know, I just felt that I had to go. I had to see what it was about, and I had to let them know that, you know, it's not all what it seems to be on TV. You know, not everybody is about the flash and about, you know, the bright lights and things like that. I walked amongst those guys as if I was a player also, and it felt really good. We had a good time. I know they learned something because they were talking about it for 3 or 4 months even after I went there. So, I mean, it was a good thing. The Underdogs, you know, that's a good bunch of guys there, and I'm sure I'll stop by and see them again, and see some of those guys in that camp. I got to get them there too, because from what I've seen, they've been improving also. So I want to make improvements across the board. If anything I can do in the time that I have to do it, I'm going to try to do. You know, knowledge is power, and I have lots of knowledge, and I have lots of desire to give that knowledge and spread the word about what football really is. And it started with the Underdogs. And now will be the camp, and I'll have a chance to touch many more people in football there.
Bom, não dá para traduzir. Ele realmente fica bastante tocado pela questão de que a paixão que a gente tem por jogar e essa situação de que ninguém ganha nada e tudo mais, e que ele sentiu mais um dentro, ele conheceu o Underdogs, mais um ali quando ele veio uma viagem longa e acordou domingo de manhã mesmo assim para ir lá, e ele está em contato com o pessoal, ele sabe que a experiência que eles tiveram ali pela manhã, mesmo meses depois, eles continuaram conversando e eles aprenderam coisas com ele, e ele espera reproduzir essa experiência que ele teve num dia aqui em São Paulo com o Underdogs, com todo mundo que participar do camp que ele vai fazer no ano que vem.
O Underdogs parece que, hein, Vitor? O Underdogs parece que foi uma fusão, né, do antigo São Paulo Saints com o Devils, não é isso?
Isso. E ele tem fotos deles aí com o Rago, o Zóio, o Helbert, todo mundo que eu joguei no Corinthians está lá. Não todo mundo, obviamente, mas as pessoas que especificamente uma foto dele jogaram comigo no Corinthians. Well, Jahine, you were right when you said that we could talk with you like for hours, but we just have half an hour because we have to talk about the results and the games that will come next weekend. But for sure, we can talk right before, 1 month or weeks before the camp for you to give us more details and everything.
I want to give you one last detail. It'll be pretty quick.
Yeah.
One thing that we're highlighting in the camp is, based on evaluations and the performance of one player, we're going to select, well, possibly select, one person who will be the MVP of the camp. We're going to give them the opportunity to come here to the U.S. and participate in a couple days practice with a team here and participate in a game here.
Oh, that's nice, but there's a limit, age limit or not?
Well, they have to be 18.
Okay.
They have to be 18, yeah.
So I don't have the chance. Ele falou que o MVP do camp vai para... Ele falou que possivelmente, né, ele vai avaliar o nível e tudo mais, tem que ter aí 18 anos, então eu, Jason, não temos mais chance.
Não.
Essa pessoa será selecionada para ir aos Estados Unidos para participar de treinamentos e um jogo lá. Eu acho uma oportunidade fantástica, principalmente para quem é novo, né? Então, é isso. So, thanks, Jahine. For sure, we will talk to you again. Thanks, Steph. Nice to meet you both virtually, but I hope to meet you in person soon next year.
Yeah, for sure. We will. You have a chance, by the way.
Okay.
We'll see if we can get you going.
Okay, then.
18 or over, you're good.
So thank you, and we will talk online and for sure on the next interview next year. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you.
Good night.